grief and loss, trauma, mental health, alcohol and drug use, gender roles, anger management, self-esteem, sexual abuse, domestic violence, and the pressures of societal norms or real-life issues that affect men. Join Rolando, psychotherapist, author, life coach, and motivational speaker that has dedicated his profession to working with men to find a healthier alternative to cope and handle these stressors. Rolando believes that men are lacking in social, psychological, emotional, and spiritual support that is necessary for a lifestyle that promotes healthy masculinity. We invite you to join us on XY Spark, where we discuss issues that men face. At XY Spark, we believe there's a spark in you.
Thank you for joining us again on XY Spark. This is Rolando, and I wanted to share with you today a motivational thought entitled, Are you a sojourner or a survivor? You know, many years ago, I went on a hiking trip with some friends of mine, and I never ever forget that this hiking trip, as we went from place to place, walking through the hills, we had some friends. And there was one particular buddy of mine who he has been hiking on this path for many years. And so myself and my other friend decided that we were going to keep company with him, and we would be the guys towards the back. It was a huge group of young people. And so we sat there and we laughed and we talked and we tightened our laces, we tightened our back straps. And those of you who have been hiking before, you're quite familiar with the drill. And so maybe 10 or so 15 minutes later, we decided it's time for us to catch up with the rest of the group. And so we started walking, and we walked for an hour, we walked for two, and all of a sudden we started to think, why is it that we are not seeing anyone as yet? They must be moving real fast. So then we picked up our pace and we started going a little faster. Maybe 2 or 3 hours in, we said to our buddy, why is it that we're not seeing anyone? And this is when he gave us the unexpected sentence. I think we're lost. So right there and then we looked at each other and we're saying to ourselves, okay, now what do we do? Well, what do we do is answered quickly with, okay, in my mind, I'm not sure what is going on in their mind, but in my mind, I'm saying, what do I do is this: I get back home no matter what. I get back home no matter what. And so as we walked along the path, we kept going. We recognize now that somehow the terrain had changed significantly because our path was going uphill. And so night started to come down, and as nightfall was coming down on us, we needed to find a place where we're going to rest for the night, because by now we had walked, most of our water was out. And I remember vividly, in my bag I had a kerosene oil container, because you need that for your torch. And so I had that, and I was glad. So, as the night came, the hunger was getting a little bit more intense, and I decided that I needed to eat something from the snacks that I had in my bag. And so I went into my bag to get myself a sweet bun. We had those beautiful little sweet buns. Man, they stop the gap, especially when it comes to restoring energy. And so I went into my bag and got out my sweet bun. But my sweet bun had transformed, and it became a kerosene oil flavored sweet bun. And so right there, I'm thinking, do I toss it or do I eat it? And I'm going to tell you guys, I ate that bun so much, it was like a 3-course meal. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, I am a survivor, not a sojourner. Okay? And so I ate my bun, okay, and I left peaceful later. I just didn't put it back in the bag beside the kerosene oil because, I didn't want to push it, okay? And so I ate my bun, and we went and we found a spot and we slept. And in the morning when we got up, because we are guys who we are spiritual people. We have faith. We decided that we were going to sing a spiritual song. And I said to my friends, what do you guys think if we sang this song? Okay. And they said, which song is it, Rolando? And I say, why don't we sing this song and encourage ourselves? And so the song that we sang is going afar, afar upon the mountain, bringing the wonders back again. And my buddies looked at me and they had a smirk, and then at the end we laughed, and they're thinking, Rolando, you were one funny guy, but I had this one mindset that I'm a survivor. I'm not a sojourner. And so I'm going to make it home no matter what. Okay. And so we kept on going, and that day we walked for hours, and by now we had no idea what was going on. At times we could hear helicopters flying over our heads. Maybe they were looking for us, maybe not, who knows. But now a full day had passed. We are into day number 2, and we're still out there. But there was one thing that was clear in our minds, in the minds of my buddies, and in the minds of myself as we talked. We all were saying, listen to what we were saying. I wonder how much farther before we get to the road. Because we know that if we find the road will lead us home. Maybe not directly home, but lead us to where there's some civilization and we can get some help. And so we had the survivor mindset, and we kept on going. We kept on going. We kept on going. We kept on going. I want to say to you, if you're watching this video, that the most important thing that you can do if you want to harbor the survivor mindset is this: do not quit. Do not quit. You may feel a little bit discouraged sometimes, and that is totally okay. The important piece is do not quit, because you are a survivor. You're not a sojourner. Okay, the sojourner mindset is this: is hey, you know what, I can see no light, I can't see no hope, I none of this makes no sense, so I'm just going to sit here and give it all up. But the survivor mindset says, hey, you know what, I've got to keep on going no matter. One of my favorite quotes is this one. I love this quote. Martin Luther said this. He said, it's only when it's dark enough can you see the stars. So even amidst the darkness that sometimes we experience, there are stars out there just yearning to shine and flicker on you. But you are not going to see it if you're stuck in the sojourner mindset. I'm saying you've got to get into the survivor mindset. The sojourner mindset says this. The sojourner mindset says, hey, you know what? I'm going to ignore things like basic self-care and proper principles. The sojourner mindset says, why not overindulge in illicit lifestyle choices of drugs and alcohol and womanizing and abuse myself and disregard proper self-care? Why don't I do that? That's the sojourner mindset. But the survivor mindset says this: hey, you know what? I can do better. I can beat this. So I'm not sure where you're at or what's been going on with you, but I'm saying that you are a survivor. Corona should not stop you from continuing. It may just present a temporary pause, like a sleeping police on the path, but take your time and ride over it, because you are a survivor. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so encouraged to tell you that your moment to change is now. And so as we continued on in this mountainside, as we were lost and we were wandering on the side of those mountains, it just so happened that we walked for an entire day, had some near death experiences, because there were times when we were literally looking over the side of a cliff and our vision faded, but we still did not get to the end. That's how high up we were. And that's how dark the precipice looked. But we held hands and we pulled each other and we hung on together until nightfall. After 2 days and 2 nights being nowhere, we found our way back to the path and made it home. You see, that's the difference from a sojourner and a survivor. The sojourner gives up. The sojourner quits. The sojourner lets go. The sojourner makes excuses. The survivor finds solutions. The survivor cuts off the less off of the hopeless and put a full and make it hopeful and keeps going. And so I'm saying to you this day, today, challenge yourself to get out of the sojourner mindset and encourage the survivor mindset so that you can start growing and becoming more and more empowered, because you have the skill and you have the strength and you have
Grief and loss. Please join Rolando next time on XY Spark as he engages us in practical discussions that promotes healthy masculinity and challenge men to live extraordinary lives. At XY Spark, we believe there's a spark in you.